First thing is, as you know, we'll take the dust cap off, so I'm going to hand that back to you. And so with the brush, as you know, the brush head comes off like this. Change out your brush heads every 3 months. Even if the brush head looks okay, what you're going to do is look for those blue bristles to fade to clear. And when they fade to clear, that's your signal that it's time to replace your brush heads. So we do sell the brush heads here in the office, or you can find them at Target, Walmart. If you're a member of Costco, you can find them there as well.
Okay.
So put the brush head back on. And then the brush does all the thinking for you, which is great. So all you have to worry about is pushing the power button. So when you push the power button, as you notice, it's really quiet. So when you hold the brush, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you hold it on your fingertips.
Okay.
A lot of times we hold it too aggressively and then we start to scrub back and forth.
Right, I need to do that.
No, the brush does everything for you.
Okay.
I always tell people to go clockwise. So start on the upper right, place the bristles next to the gum line, and just guide the brush right along the gum line.
So there is no up and down.
Right, you just let the brush do the brushing for you, which is hard to get used to because for 30 years you're brushing back and forth.
Exactly.
Just let the brush do the brushing for you. Once you get to the midline, you're going to want to go back with your fingertips, place it on the tongue side.
Okay.
And then guide the brush along the tongue side, then go back and brush your chewing surfaces. And then you'll notice that it'll start to pause. You'll hear it every 30 seconds. The brush will pause, and that's your signal that it's time to go to the next section of your mouth.
Wow.
Only use a pea-sized amount of toothpaste. If you start to use too much toothpaste, you'll get really foamy. You can shut your brush off, and you can spit. And when you turn your brush back on, it actually remembers where you are in the brushing cycle.
No.
So it's going to pick up right where you left off.
Really?
It does. So then just guide along the gum line on the cheek side, guide along the gum line on the tongue side, and you just heard it pause, brush your chewing surfaces, and then it's time to drop down and do the same thing on the lower teeth. So essentially it's going to count for 30 seconds, and then you'll thoroughly brush the upper right for 30 seconds. Then it'll beep, you go to the left, it'll give you 30 seconds, the lower left, and then the lower right. So at the end of 2 minutes it shuts off on its own, which is great because there's no watching the clock trying to figure out, well, have I brushed long enough? It does everything for you, and eventually the brush is going to stop. So when it does, which it just did on cue,
So that means
which
it's
is
completely
perfect.
finished.
Yeah, it's completely finished. Then just rinse it off, and then you can just put it back in the cup, and that cup is its charger.